knob cutter, small scissors, chopsticks, Elmer's glue. Use this to seal the pruning marks you're going to make. Cheap way to seal it, very effective way to seal it, and it's not harmful to any plant. Okay, so all you do is I keep a little dowel rod, a little stick, and I'll squeeze a little bit out onto the stick, and then I just paint it onto the area that I've pruned. And when it dries, it'll seal it. Why do you want to seal it? Well, you want to keep, one, moisture in the plant. If you're going to do a lot of heavy pruning, when you cut off heavy branches and leave large knobs, you're going to give that area of the plant a chance to dry out. You don't want it to. It can cause the vigor of the plant to go down for a little while till it recovers from that. If you seal it back up, you'll keep the moisture in. Secondly, you'll keep bugs and organisms out, because that's their way into the plant. You've exposed the bark and what's called the cambium layer underneath the bark. Bugs can get in. So Elmer's glue. The white stuff works great, or this tan stuff that I got to use on wood, and it's inexpensive as all get out. But they also have a actual bonsai sealing material. Dolores is going to order it. She's going to have it in here. And it looks like almost like a clay. It's a gray in color, and it's got a texture of clay. And what you do is you take it out and you make a little ball with it and stick it into the area and flatten it out. They actually put some hormones in there to help the healing process for the pruning. Okay, and it'll help that heal over good, because you are going to do some pruning on it, a lot of it, on some of them. I mean, a lot of these we'll start working on today, and there's going to be a big pile of foliage down on the bottom and not a whole lot left on the tree. That's the idea. We're designing the tree. We're starting the styling process. What are you trying to create when you design the tree? The illusion of age. If you look at examples in some of these books and you do some research, you get online and you start looking at some bonsai, you're going to see some, the really old ones that are really refined, that have been passed along for a generation or two, some 5 or 6. They are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, believe it or not. Literally. I mean, I was astounded. What are you trying to do when you create and design the bonsai? You want it to look like a tree. The best compliment you can get from a friend or a neighbor that comes in and sees your bonsai and says, "That looks just like a little tree." Bingo, you did it. That's what you want to hear. That's the perfect compliment to a bonsai enthusiast or hobbyist, because what you've done is you've created the illusion that that looks like a little tree. Again, it's not a specific specimen. That's just a regular Japanese maple. This is just a regular Sasutsuki azalea. It was of the dwarf variety, and this is 18 years old now. When I got it, it was only that big. And it was used in a landscape planting, and when I saw it, I said, "Ooh, I want to train that in to be a little bigger." Now, one of the things I will recommend is when you set up your bonsai in South Carolina in the summer, it's too hot for the direct sunlight. Create a shaded area. If you've got some large trees in the backyard, in the summer, move them where they'll get some direct sunlight, preferably in the morning. By the afternoon, when that sun gets scorching hot like we had this summer, they've got to have some relief from that. Now, some species, most pines, won't bother them a bit. Junipers won't bother them a bit. Japanese maples, you might fry them. You got to be careful with them, okay? So understanding just the normal way the species grows is very important when you design the bonsai. Okay, so you're going to take, like azaleas, they have a tendency to grow from the bottom up. Most plants will grow from the top out. Azaleas don't. You trim an azalea, and in another 3 or 4 or 5 weeks, you'll have shoots coming out all over the place from where you trimmed. But it'll be down low on the plant. So to get an azalea to grow and look like a tree can be a little bit more challenging, but sometimes that's the fun part of it. Okay? When you set it up, make sure you set it up, if you got kids or neighbors that like to run through the yard, that you don't set it up too close where they like to play. There used to be a branch here. 10-year-old boy missed with the baseball, and it hit and broke off the branch. Okay? He came in, he was all like this. I said, "It's okay, little buddy, I'll just change the design of the plant." It took me 10 years to grow that branch. I started that branch sticking out this far. And I kept pruning until I built it out. One baseball whacked that thing off in a heartbeat. But that's okay. That's fun. You can rework the design. Is your bonsai ever finished? No. Why? That's good. Everybody said no. You're right. Why? Because it's always growing. Okay? Yeah. Until you kill it. Hopefully we won't do that.